हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम टू द साइनिंग ब्रेन। आज हम एनसीईआरटी का क्लास 7 चैप्टर नंबर 11 को पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। इस चैप्टर का नाम है ट्रांसपोर्टेशन इन एनिमल्स एंड प्लांट्स। You have learned earlier that all organisms need food, water, and oxygen for survival. They need to transport all these to various parts of their body. Further, animals need to transport wastage to parts from where they can be removed. Have you wondered how all this is achieved? Look at figure 11.1. Do you see the heart and the blood vessels? They function to transport substance and together form the circulatory system. In this chapter, you shall learn about transport of substance in animal and plants. Here figure 11.1 is shown circulatory systems, heart, vein and artery. Circulatory system, blood. What happens when you get a cut on your body? Blood flows out. But what is blood? Blood is the fluid which flows in blood vessels. It transports substance like digested food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cells of the body. It also transports waste for removal from the body. How does the blood carry various substances? Blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different type of cells are suspended. Why is the color of blood red? One type of cell are the red blood cells RBC, which contain a red pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transports it to the all part of body and ultimately to all the cells. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiently to all the cells of the body without hemoglobin. The presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear red. The blood also have white blood cells which fight against the germs that may enter our body. Bozo fell down while playing a game and his knees got injured. Blood was coming out from the cut. After some time, he noticed that bleeding had stopped and a dark red clot had plugged the cut. Bozo was puzzled about this. The clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cells in the blood called platelets, blood vessels. There are different type of blood vessels in the body. You know that during inhalation, a fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs. Oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body. Also, the blood pick up the waste material including carbon dioxide from the cells. This blood has to go back to the heart for transport to the lungs for removal of the carbon dioxide. As you have learned in chapter 10, so two type of blood vessels, arteries and veins, are present in the body. Figure 11.1. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of body. Since the blood flows is rapid and at a high pressure, the arteries have thick and elastic walls. Let us perform an activity to study the flow of blood through arteries. Activity 11.1. Place your middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Figure 11.2. This is the figure 11.2, pulse in the wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movement? Why do we think there is throbbing? This throbbing is called the pulse and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. Count the number of pulse beats in 1 minute. How many pulse beats could you count? The number of beats per minute is called the pulse rate. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 72 and 80 beats per minute. Find other places in your body where you can feel the pulse. Record your own pulse beat per minute and those of your classmate. Insert the value you obtain in table 11.1 and compare them. Veins are the vessels which carry carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of body back to the heart. The veins have thin walls. There are valves present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. Here figure 11.3 schematic diagram of circulation. Blood donation. Hundreds of people die due to unavailability of blood. Voluntary blood donation is harmless and painless and can save precious lives. Blood can be donated at hospitals and other places authorized by the government. Donated blood are stored with special care in blood bank. Bojo, I am confused. I have learned that an artery always carry oxygen rich blood. Paheli explained that pulmonary artery carries blood from the heart, so it is called an artery and not a vein. It carry carbon dioxide rich blood to the lungs. Pulmonary veins carries oxygen rich blood from the lungs to the heart. Refer to figure 11.3. Do you see the artery divided into smaller vessels? On reaching the tissues, they divide further into extremely thin tubes called capillaries. The capillaries join to form veins which emptied into the heart. Heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood which carry other substance with it. Imagine a pump working for years without stopping. Absolutely impossible. Yet our heart works like a pump, not a stop. Let us now about the heart. The heart is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. Figure 11.1. Hold your finger inward on your palm that make your fist. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist. What will happen if the blood rich in oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mix with each other? To avoid this from happening, the heart has four chambers. The two chambers are called the atria, singular atrium, and the two lower chambers are called ventricles. The partition between the chambers helps to avoid mixing of a blood rich in oxygen with the blood rich in carbon dioxide. To understand the functioning of the circulatory system, start from the right side of the heart in figure 11.3 and follow the arrows. These arrows shows the direction of the blood flow from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart from where it pumps to the rest of the body. चलिए फिगर नंबर 11.3 देखते हैं। यहाँ पे ब्लड सर्कुलेशन को शो किया गया है जिसमें ब्लड लंग्स के थ्रू हार्ट्स पे जाता है और वहाँ से सारे पार्ट्स ऑफ बॉडी में जाता है, फिर वहाँ से वापस ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ लंग्स में रिटर्न होता है। फिगर 11.4 सेक्शन ऑफ ह्यूमन हार्ट। इस फिगर में पल्मोनरी आर्टरी को दिखाया गया है, पल्मोनरी वेंस, लेफ्ट आर्ट्रियम, लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल्स, राइट आर्ट्रियम, partition completely separating the two half, and vena cava. Heartbeat. The wall of the chambers of the heart are made of muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. This rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation constitute a heartbeat. Remember that heartbeat continue every moment of your our life. If you place your hand on the side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. The doctor feel your heartbeat with the help of an instrument called a stethoscope. A doctor uses the stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. It consists of the chest piece that carries a sensitive diaphragm, two earpieces, and a tube joining the part. Doctor can get clue about the condition of your heart by listening through a stethoscope. Let us construct a model of a stethoscope with material that are available around us. Take a small funnel of 6-7 cm in diameter. Fix a rubber tube 50 cm long tightly on the stem of the funnel. Stretch a rubber sheet or a balloon on the mouth of the funnel and fix it tightly with a rubber band. Put the open end of the tube on one of your ears. Place the mouth of the funnel on your chest near the heart. Now try to listen carefully. Do you hear a regular thumping sound? The sound is that of the heartbeat. How many times did you hear beat in a minute? Count again. Running for 4 to 5 minutes. Compare your observation. Record your own pulse rate and heartbeat and that of your friends while resting and after running, and record in Table 11.2. Do you find any relationship between your heartbeat and pulse rate? Each heartbeat generates one pulse in the artery, and the pulse rate per minute indicate the rate of heartbeat. The rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintains circulation of the blood and transport of substance to different parts of the body. Bojo wonders if sponges and hydras also have blood. Animals such as sponges and hydras do not possess any circulatory system. The water in which they live bring food and oxygen as it enters their bodies. The water carries away waste material and carbon dioxide as it moves out. Thus, these animals do not need any circulatory fluid like the blood. Let us now learn about the removal of waste other than carbon dioxide. Here, information is given. The English physicist William Harvey, AD 1578 to 1657, discovered the circulation of blood. The current opinion in those days was that blood oscillates in the vessels of the body. For his views, Harvey was ridiculed and was called circulator. He lost most of his parents patient. However, before he died, Harvey's idea about circulation was generally accepted as a biological fact. 11.2 Excretion in animal. Recall how carbon dioxide is removed as waste from the body through the lungs during exhalation. Also recalls that undigested food is removed during egestion. Let us now find out how the other waste materials are removed from their body. You may wonder where these unwanted materials come from. When our cells perform their functions, certain waste products are released. These are toxic and hence need to be removed from the body. The process of removal of waste produced in the cells of the living organism is called excretion. The part involved in excretion from the secretory system. Excretory system. Excretory system in humans. The waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body. How can this be done? A mechanism to filter the blood is required. This is done by the blood capillaries in the kidneys. When the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substances. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The waste dissolved in water are removed as urine. From the kidney goes into the urinary bladder through tube like ureters. It is stored in the bladder and is passed out through urinary open at the end of the muscular tube called urethra. Figure 11.6. The kidneys, ureters, bladders, and urethra form the excretory system. Here, figure 11.6 shows human excretory system: kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, and urinary opening. An adult human being normally passes out 1 to 1.8 liter of urine in 24 hours. The urine consists of 95% water, 2.5% urea, and 2.5% other waste product. We have all experienced that we sweat on a hot summer day. The sweat contain water and salt. Bozo has seen that sometimes in summer white patches are formed on our clothes, especially in areas like underarms. These marks are left by salt present in the sweats. Does sweet serve any other functions? We know that the water kept in an earthen pot matka is cooler. This is because the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, which causes cooling. Pehli want to know whether other animals also urinate. The way in which waste chemicals are removed from the body of the animal depends on the availability of water. Aquatic animals like fishes excrete cell waste as ammonia, which directly dissolve in water. Such land animals like birds, lizards, snakes excrete a semi-liquid white-colored compound uric acid. The major excretory product in human is urea. Sometimes a person's kidney may stop working due to infection or injury. As a result of kidney failure, waste products start accumulating in the body blood. Such person cannot survive unless their blood is filtered periodically through an artificial kidney. This process is called dialysis. Similarly, when we sweat, it helps to cool our body. 11.3. Transport of substance in plant. In chapter 1, you learn that plants take water and minerals nutrients from the soil through the roots and transport it to the leaves. The leaves prepare food for the plant using water and carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. You also learned in chapter 10 that food is the source of energy and even cells of an organism get energy by the breakdown of glucose. The cells use this energy to carry out vital activities of life. Therefore, food must be made available to every cell of an organism. Have you ever wondered how water and nutrients absorbed by the roots and transported to the leaves? How is the food absorbed by the leaves carried to the parts which cannot make food? Transport of water and minerals. Plants absorb water and minerals by the roots. The roots have root hair. The root hair increases the surface area of the root for the absorption of water and minerals nutrients dissolved in water. The root hair is in contact with the water present between the soil's particle. Can you guess how water moves from the root to the leaves? What kind of transport system is present in the plant? Bozo thinks that plants may have pipe to transport water to the entire plant like we have in our homes for the supply of water. Figure 11.7 shows transport of water and minerals in a section of root, B, a tree. Well, Bozo is right. Plants have a pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from the soil. The vessels are made of special cells forming the vascular tissue. A tissue is a group of cells that perform a specialized function in an organism. The vascular tissue for the transport of water and nutrients in the plant is called the xylem. Figure 11.7a. The xylem forms a continuous network of channels that connects root to the leaves through the stem and branches and thus transport water to the entire plants. Figure 11.7b. 11.a 11.7a shows the xylem vessels. Paheli says her mother puts ladyfinger and other vegetables in water if they are somewhat dry. She wants to know how water enters into them. You know that leaves synthesize food. The food has to be transported to all parts of plant. This is done by the vascular tissues called the phloem. Thus, the xylem and phloem transport substance in plant. Activity 11.3. We would require a glass tumbler, water, red ink, or tender herbs, example balsam, and a blade for this activity. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the tumbler. Add a few drops of red ink to the water. Cut the base of the stem of the herbs and place it in glass as shown in figure 11.8a. Observe it next day. Does any part of the herbs appear red? If yes, how do you think the color reached there? You can cut the stem across and look for the red color inside the stem. Figure 11.8b and 11.8c. 11.8a stems placed in colored water. 11.8b water moves up in the stems and see enlarged view of open end of the stem. From this activity we see that water moves up the stems. In other words, a stem conducts water. Just like the red ink, minerals dissolved in water also moves up the stem along with water. Water and minerals go to the leaves and other plants part through narrow tubes xylem inside the stems. Figure 11.7b. Bojo wants to know why plant absorbs a large quantity of water from the soil, then gives it off by transpiration. In class 6, you learned that plant release a lot of water by the process of transpiration. Plant absorb mineral nutrients and water from the soil. Not all the water absorbed is utilized by the plant. The water evaporates through the stomata present on the surface of the leaves by the process of transpiration. The evaporation of water from leaves generate a suction pull, the same that you produce when you suck water through a straw, which can pull water to great height in the tall trees. Transpiration also cooled the tree. Here keywords are given: ammonia, heartbeat, tissue, artery, kidney, urea, blood, phloem, ureters, blood vessels, plasma, urethra, capillary, platelets, uric acid, circulatory system, pulse, urinary bladder, dialysis, red blood cells, veins, excretion, root hair, white blood cells, excretory system, stethoscope, xylem, hemoglobin, sweet. Here this is the end of this chapter. तो अगले क्लास में हम नेक्स्ट चैप्टर के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. तब तक के लिए धन्यवाद. थैंक यू.